Good evening, KU. My name is Emma.
And I'm Halen.
So finals week is coming up. How we feeling?
A little overwhelmed, I will admit. I'm a little overwhelmed.
Agreed. I just have so many projects due by like Thursday at like 7 p.m. and I just like have to figure out like scheduling.
Yours is I have everything due pretty much about tomorrow, so I've got a full night ahead of me. So.
I believe in you. You have got this. So I've noticed that like we've had like really good weather for fall, especially here in Lawrence. Why is that?
Just the weather patterns are just kind of acting a little off normal. I mean, we've been seeing above average temperatures, although we did see some below average temperatures for today and yesterday. Especially yesterday, we had some pretty cold wind chills. I know, I think they were like hanging out in those lower 20s. I know I was layering up yesterday. I'm like, oh my gosh, we were having 70s last week, and now it's like 30 degrees outside. But looking ahead for this week, we'll probably see another repeated pattern of some 70s possibly this week. But although right behind it, maybe seeing some more colder weather again for us.
Wow. So no chance of snow. Is that what I'm hearing?
Well, we're keeping a close eye on one system, particularly for Friday, but it looks to stay more to the north, unfortunately. I know a lot of us have been wanting to expect some snow. It's December, usually about this time we would already have our first snow, but Lawrence has still not had our first snowfall, and not even Denver, Colorado as well, which is very odd for this time of the year. I mean, normally they would have snow, and yeah, we don't have anything.
For sure.
It's like, where's the snow?
Like, I've been dying to pull out my Timberland boots because I bought them just for the snow up here, and I'm a little sad I don't get to pull them out.
I know.
Just a smidge. I like the warm weather, but it'd be kind of fun just to pull them out for one day.
Oh yeah, it's like I had to pull out my winter coat yesterday, but even so, I was like looking at my winter boots, I'm like, no, I don't think it's not that time yet.
Yeah, for sure. So winter break is coming up, and with this being our last episode, what are you doing over break?
I normally just hang low, enjoy my time off, although I'm still working in St. Joseph doing the weather up there on the weekends, but it'll be nice to have just a week, at least during the weekday, not really having to do much of anything, just kind of have some downtime, relax, catch up on some good shows. I've been wanting to watch that You series on Netflix, season 3.
Me too.
It's in my inventory. It's like it's just waiting for me to watch it.
I feel you. I've got like 5 shows like lined up that I need to watch that I haven't watched. So like that'll definitely, I might be doing that.
Once after finals ends, it's just constantly binging. That's all I'm going to be doing.
Oh yeah, that's probably what I'm going to be doing too. Like the only thing that I really have planned is like a friend and I are going to go like look at Christmas lights, because that's like something we like to do, because there's like a big neighborhood. So I'm from the Wichita area. There's like a big old neighborhood that does like really pretty lights. So we just like to go like take a little cruise, get some hot chocolate, and have some fun. But most likely I'll just be binging shows. Yeah. So I also heard Joe Biden's going to be in KC tomorrow. How crazy is that?
I was like, wait, why is he coming to Kansas City? Is it there like a big event happening? But I guess it's for the him promoting the infrastructure bill. Excuse me. But yeah, it's definitely interesting to see a president coming to town.
Oh yeah, that's like kind of neat, just to be like, ooh, I'm in the same area as my president. Like, just kind of fun. Oh yeah. So I think that's all we have for now. After the break, we'll be back with the news with Alex and Marlon.
For the second straight night, protesters have gathered outside of a fraternity house on KU's campus.
Now, this comes after a member of the fraternity was accused of sexual assault.
I don't really feel like it.
I'm not in the mood.
Can we do this another time?
I promise we can do it later. I've had too much to drink tonight.
I really don't feel like it.
Welcome back. I'm Alex.
And I'm Marlon. This is your Tuesday Good Evening KU News Update.
Former Senator Bob Dole died on Sunday at the age of 98. Dole's political career is legendary as he served a quarter century in the Senate. as well as bids for vice president in 1976 and president in 1996. The Russell, Kansas native served in World War II and was wounded in Italy. Both the Dole Institute and the Dole Human Development Center are campus buildings named after him.
The Lawrence Douglas County Public Health Office has reported more than 100 new cases of COVID-19 over the past week. While no cases of the new Omicron variant have been reported in Kansas, the county has nearly 500 active cases and 8 patients in Lawrence Hospital. Nearly 2/3 of county residents are vaccinated and 20% have received their booster shots.
According to a study from Michigan State University, the job market for college graduates is bouncing back. The study said that virtual interviews are making it easier for employers and recruiters to hold national searches. College graduates are also benefiting from online interviews as it saves on travel costs.
In sports, the volleyball team won its first 2 matches at the NCAA tournament to advance to the Sweet 16. The Jayhawks defeated Oregon on Thursday and then 13th seeded Creighton on Friday to become one of just 2 unseeded teams to advance. The KU will take on the number 3 seeded Pittsburgh at noon on Thursday.
Both the men's and women's basketball teams picked up big wins this weekend to improve their records to 6-1 and 7-1 respectively. The men won another game in New York, knocking off St. John's 95-75. Junior Christian Brown scored a career-high 31 points to lead the Jayhawks.
And on Sunday afternoon, the KU women came back to defeat SEC foe Vanderbilt 74-67. Junior Holly Kersgitter scored 16 points and the Jayhawks made 11 of 11 free throws down the stretch to knock off the Commodores.
Next up for the men is a trip down I-70 where KU will host UTEP tonight at the T-Mobile Center in downtown Kansas City. Tip-off is at 7 p.m. Coach Self said that the Miners play in the same style as last year.
Well, they returned, I believe, 4 of the starters, so personnel's similar. You know, they lost the big kid that really hurt us last year. He's a Tech, so I'd say style's much different. This team will pressure more.
Then on Saturday afternoon, Kansas will host Missouri at Allen Fieldhouse.
The women have only one game this week. The Jayhawks will host Santa Clara on Sunday afternoon at 2 p.m.
That's it for our part of the news update. Now we'll turn to our correspondent, Abdullah, for more news about KU housing.
This is Abdullah, and today I'll have some news about KU housing. Scholarship Hall residents at the University of Kansas are organizing a campaign to make the scholarship halls more inclusive. The movement started in Grace Pearson Scholarship Hall and was countered by vandalism and posters with anti-trans messages on them, said Meridia Bryant, a resident of the hall. Grace Pearson was one of 2 co-ed scholarship halls at KU that experienced multiple incidents of vandalism and of bathroom signs and LGBT supportive posters after the hall voted to make its communal bathrooms gender inclusive, said Atlas Oberon Ruiz, the diversity and inclusion chair of the hall. A poster containing hateful comments was also placed on one of the bathroom's doors. University of Kansas Student Housing sent its rate proposal to the Kansas Board of Regents without any records that show approval or disapproval from any student housing organizations, according to Resolution 2022-305 of the Student Senate. Senate passed the resolution on November 10th. In previous years, KU Housing assembled the Student Housing Advisory Board, SHAB, which represented students in the review process. SHAB did not even meet one time this year. KU Housing Director Sarah Waters relied on an email from the All Scholarship Hall Council President, Carson Sievert, to indicate that the rates were reviewed by students in housing's proposal to KBOR. ASHC President Sievert did not cast a vote in his organization and unilaterally decided to approve the rates in that email that he sent to Waters, according to ASHC members. The new Student Senate Rules and Regulations, SSRR, includes a provision that gives a soft veto power to student housing organizations over rate increase proposals by KU Housing, Student Body President Naya McAdoo said. Senate voted on Wednesday, December 1st to approve its new constitution. Article 14 of the SSRR requires that the All Scholarship Hall Council, ASHC, sends a letter of intent to the Student Senate before housing rate proposals can be discussed in the Student Rights and Affairs Council. With the new procedure, KU Housing will have to jump through many more hurdles in order to increase housing and dining rates for students. The Constitution will be amended to include the Association of University Residence Halls, AURH, and the Apartment Living Association, APLA, as soon as they register with the Student Involvement Center, SILC, McAdoo said. The Student Senate Resolution and Article 14 of the SSRR have both caused a lot of controversy and panic among ASHC members. After the break, Halen will be here with the weather for this week and for finals week. Stay tuned.
Good evening, Jayhawks. My name is Halen Woolhigh here with your weather forecast for this week. A couple of the headlines we're going to be talking about. We've got some roller coaster temperatures back at it again this week, but looking to become a little bit or at least getting a little bit more on that warmer side going into the second half of this week, and then possibly going to be watching for this strong cold front going to be arriving by Friday evening, and going to be seeing temperatures try to get back down into those cooler temperatures. But right now, it's a little bit of a cool one out there as we're so far seeing a little bit of influx of some clouds in the region, but so far still dealing with overall pretty quiet weather out there. Here's a satellite look right now showing us just a little bit of that cloud cover that we've been continuing to see for a majority of this day, and we'll eventually see those clouds really start to clear out once we get into further on tonight. But so far, temperatures, they're a little bit more on that chillier side. We're talking temperatures in those lower 40s, 42 degrees in Lawrence, 41 degrees in Leavenworth, and 41 degrees also in Ottawa. And also wind speeds are a little bit more on that lighter side, still blowing at about 10 to 15 miles per hour, still 14 mile per hour sustained winds in Lawrence. So a little bit of the wind has a little bit of a wind chill effect to it. So maybe feeling like in those upper 30s instead out there right now. But overall air temperatures are still holding on to 42 degrees at KU. But so far mostly cloudy conditions and cool. And that southwest wind at about 14 miles per hour. And looking ahead, or at least almanac for today, we did reach our high was only 43 degrees with a low of 27 degrees this morning, smack dab right about where we want to be for this time of the year. Although check out those records set back in 1946, 69 degrees, and negative 12 degrees set back in 2005. And we may be seeing some more, possibly could be seeing some record breaking temperatures in the next coming of days. But so far, for the next couple of hours or so, we're going to see temperatures finally start breaking down into, instead of those 40s, going to be going down into those lower 30s, and eventually down into those mid-20s. It will be a little bit of a chilly one, as we will see those clouds really, once those clouds really start to clear out, it's going to leave a lot of room for temperatures to leave out of this area and make things a little bit more brisk out there. So definitely want to layer up, have that coat for tomorrow morning, but you can probably switch it out for a lighter jacket tomorrow, as temperatures are going to be hanging out in those lower 50s for our highs tomorrow, but mostly sunny skies and overall pretty mild conditions and a south wind at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. And looking ahead, still looking to stay a little bit more on that drier side, but as I mentioned before, going to be seeing a continual gradual warming in the next coming days, but also going to be tracking for this low pressure system that's going to be swinging on by right through Lawrence. Not necessarily going to bring any precipitation to us, but definitely up to the north of us. Going to be seeing quite a bit of snowfall with that system, but also going to be seeing that cold front going to be pushing through. And going to see temperatures really start to get back down into those lower 40s going into the weekend. But looking ahead for the next 8 to 14 days, Climate Prediction Center has already stated that we're probably going to be seeing well above average temperatures for a majority of the Midwest and parts of the East as well, but off to the West, a little bit more below average. And so far, precipitation also too looks to be a little bit higher in the next, at least going into next week. But so far for this week, it's going to be a little bit more drier, as mentioned before, but the only chance we could have been seeing precipitation would have been Friday, but that low pressure system looks to stay a little bit more towards the north of us, but still going to be seeing that temperatures really starting to get a little bit warmer. Eventually Friday getting into those lower 70s, and then by Saturday, cold front moves through, going to be back into those mid 40s, but maybe going into next week, going to be try to go back into those upper 50s and lower 60s as well, but going to be be seeing definitely quite the temperature change going into the weekend, or at least going into the weekend this week. That is all I have for this weather forecast. Thanks for tuning in to Good Evening KU tonight. This is our last show, but we will be back again for next semester. Also, if you want to catch another look at your weather forecast, I'll be on KGH tomorrow at 4 o'clock. Thanks again for watching us this semester. We hope you have a happy and safe holidays.